Coach Renz. Oh, man, we already got somebody on here. I just got started. Yeah, we got about an hour. Then I got to be out of here. But I wanted to definitely talk about this Angel Reese versus the First Lady situation that we got going on here. You know, I got to tell you, it is, I should say, people will say I'm amazed. This is 2023. This shouldn't be happening. But we all live in America. Y'all forgetting where we live. We living in America. And in America, almost everything is permeated by race. It's permeated by race. I want to thank all the new people who have joined the YouTube channel. I really appreciate you guys. Everybody who has become a member, thank you very much. Those who contribute to the finances of the channel, I appreciate you guys. You know, working on some things, getting some things handled, taken care of. Adding new technologies, things of that nature. So please like and subscribe. Share this video. If you was on my live yesterday, you know that this is the only place that I'm doing lives from now on. This is the only place that I'm doing lives. All lives will be here on YouTube. So if you want to participate in the live, you got to come to YouTube. And the live videos will never be fully sent over to any other platform. But today, for about an hour or so, we're going to talk about this whole thing with Angel Reese. You know, it will never cease to amaze me how something as pure as sports can be. I mean, sports is just you win, you lose, you train, you work, you put in the effort. You know, the winner takes home the spoils. It's war without actually trying to kill somebody, literally killing somebody. And to hear me say that is amazing, because usually I don't like when people, since I was in the military, I don't like when people do that, use military connotations towards sports. But anyway. Can y'all hear me? I think the microphone was messed up on. Can y'all hear me? Please tell me y'all heard all that. I need somebody to tell me they heard all that. There was no sound. Okay, I'm gonna start over. God dang, this microphone that I got just don't want to act right sometimes. I'm gonna figure out a way. Start over. There again. All right. I don't know where it cut off. I'll go back into the edits and fix it. But let's go. Let's start again. We Americans, we the people in general, we love our sports for its entertainment value. We love our sports for its entertainment value. And we love to ride people up. We love to cheer them on. We love it when they're doing that. Now, women's basketball has been suffering for a long time as far as ratings and popularity. There's a few other things I think they can do to make it better, but it's been suffering. This March Madness was madness on the men's side, and the final game was boring. But the women's side has some flavor to it, has some flair, had a little fire to it. And it was initiated by the Caitlin Clark girl. And without personalities, sports will be boring. Sports will die. You got to have the big personalities in order for sports to really capture the casual fan, right? You got to have some excitement, some drama to capture the casual fan. And usually when a person comes out and they got bravado, we love to ride that person up. So I wasn't surprised when Caitlin Clark got her ESPN spot. Wasn't surprised about that at all. We got her spotlight. Wasn't surprised by that. Because it was giving flavor to the women's basketball tournament while the men's basketball tournament was sucking. And since women have been looking for parity in attention and ratings and sponsorship, I've always said you can't get equal pay in sports if you're not getting equal attention. So I've always been on that side of that argument. Yeah. But they was getting their equal attention. Caitlin was raising them up. And I know we're going to get there. But then one thing that people love, they love when the loudmouth braggart get their comings up. We love that. We love when somebody comes in and they hadn't been loudmouth too much, but then at the championship, bam, hit them up. Usually, we celebrate that person. Usually, we are like, yeah, you shut their mouth. You shut their mouth. You know, you playing on the court and somebody talking trash and somebody just come in and they bust them. We usually then go celebrate that person, but that's not what happened. And why? Because America is based on race first. America can't get over its own racism. So the first clamor was that Angel Reese, the LSU, the Bayou Barbie, was classless, was ghetto, you know, was unsportsmanlike. And everybody was mad, rightfully so. All these white men especially came out to protect the little white girl. Even though the little white girl, Caitlin Clark, and I'm not going to call her that too much, it's just for reference for how they was treating her. Even though Caitlin Clark was like, nah, that's good for the game. That's what we do. You know, it didn't bother her like that. She wasn't on their side. She couldn't be anyway because, hell, she was doing the same thing. But I honestly believe that she truly likes the fact that she got that clap back. If she's interested in the development of women's basketball, she wants that clap back because it's going to take that and lowering the rim by 1 foot in order for the excitement to come into women's basketball so that they can start getting paid a higher amount. Because if the people aren't watching, nobody's going to pay. They're not going to get paid equal to men. But these women want parity. These women want to be treated fairly. Because if this was when men do it, nobody complains. Nobody makes it black and white. You know, when Jordan talked trash, nobody made it black and white. When Larry Bird, who was the biggest trash talker, talked trash, nobody made it black and white. Nobody ever makes it black and white when men, athletes, talk trash to each other like that. We're expected to be. We're men. We're animals. We're aggressive. We wake up with a growl. Of course, gruff men, this is what we do. We come and we act this way. But women are supposed to be docile and they're supposed to be feminine and they're not supposed to act like men. So we put a double standard on how women are supposed to behave, even in a competitive environment, even in a sports environment. Women aren't supposed to do that. But it was only the black girl who wasn't supposed to do it. But here's the worst part. This is the actually worst part of it. Since the 1800s, when the first first amateur and professional athletes who won in championships were being invited to the White House. I think Ulysses S. Grant was the first president to invite a sports team to the White House. It has always been the champion. It has always been the ones who were victorious. But then along comes Jill, I think her name is Jill Biden, the so-called first lady. You're supposed to be the first lady. You're supposed to be the first lady of an incredibly diverse country. You're supposed to be the first lady of a party that claims to be in support of the oppressed, those who have been oppressed, those who are working to balance the scale. You're supposed to be the first lady of a party that has black people's best interest. Like, don't go over there to the Republicans because they gonna hurt you. You know they gonna hurt you, but we gonna take care of you. We're gonna make sure that you're okay. You know, don't run over there. You know, don't go to Mr. Johnson's house. Come stay at our house. Mr. Johnson gonna make you sleep outside. We're gonna let you sleep inside. Give you a bedroom, some sheets, and a pillow. You're supposed to represent that party. At least that's what you feed us. That's what you feed us. That's what you feed the media. But your subconscious, naive racism came out to play. It came out to play. Hell, it could be your conscious racism came out to play. I do think there are two reasons, and actually, I think both reasons is why Jill Biden said what she said. Both reasons. It's a combo. I think they fed into each other. Do I believe that Jill Biden is, undercover racist? Has undercover racism? Hell yeah. Now, we all have some level of racism in this country, this world, to a certain degree, but she has some straight up undercover, but I know I got it racism. Hell yes, you are married to the man who supported the worst crime bill that had the worst effect on black people, especially black men, that this country has seen since Jim Crow. You and your husband supported the crime bill. You and your husband's supporter, we don't want them in our neighborhoods. 3 strikes and they out. Put them in the prison industrial complex. Let's make some money off these jokers. You are the wife of that. That came home to you. You weren't at home saying, no, Joe. No, Joe. Nah. You lived in the lily white world. You don't want us to be a part of that world. And when you saw an opportunity, because I don't know, I didn't research it. I wonder, did she show up at the previous year's women's basketball championship game? Somebody let me know if she showed up at the previous year's women's basketball game. That just hit me. I didn't even realize. I didn't even think about that. I thought about it actually the other day, but then I forgot. It was like a brief moment. But did she show up at the previous year women's national championship basketball game? Or did she specifically show up with the starting 5 all white girls out of Iowa? Did she show up because the Iowa team, I think, only got 1 black girl in it? For the predominantly almost all white team is about to become the national champion. And I got to see the great white hope. And Caitlin is leading the way. She's such a spirited person. Because I wonder if she showed up at the previous NCAA women's tournament championship game. Somebody let me know. I doubt if she showed up. I'm going to go on a limb and say she probably didn't show up. But that undercover racism just showed itself when she came out her mouth. And no, it's always been the champion. Since the 1800s, it's been the champions coming to the White House. But all of a sudden, you want to say, in good sportsmanship, they played hard. They played hard. They played hard. When have you ever seen the losing team at the championship? You don't. Even in the Olympics, you get bronze, silver, gold. Gold is at the top. Fourth place person ain't there. Fifth place ain't there. So on and so forth. You don't get a medal. You don't get no friend. No. We don't do that. Disney don't invite. You don't go to the Super Bowl. You don't go to Disney if you lost in the Super Bowl. You go on vacation. You ever notice that? You never hear the losing team. This one ain't even a rule. It's just like an unwritten rule. If you lose the Super Bowl, you don't go to Disney. Even if your kid's like, Daddy, Mama, I want to go to Disney. I want to go to Disney, Daddy, Mama. But we lost the Super Bowl, Immediately we can't go to Disney. It's the winning team's right of passage to go to Disney after winning the Super Bowl, winning the championship or whatever, the NBA championship. It's they winning. It's they right. But this chick, and I call the so-called first lady this chick is going to sit up here and invite both teams. I'm going to tell you the second undercover reason as to why I think that she invited both teams. She knows that her husband has a very high possibility of not winning the next election. It's a very high possibility. Old Joe ain't been doing so well in the polls. Old Joe is suffering. He's suffering. And she been married to this man long enough. He been a politician for the last 30, 40 years. She know how the game works. She know how the game plays. For some strange reason, in her mind, as the universe would have it, Iowa made it to the championship game. And if you know anything about politics, there was a time when second place used to be mad. Exactly. But if you know anything about politics, you know that for some strange reason, the Iowa caucus is the big kickoff. If you win the Iowa caucus, you are pretty much guaranteed to be the candidate for the president. You pretty much guaranteed to get more and more people, on your side. I think part of the issue is that they've made it, people are sheep for the most part. So the Iowa caucus being the kickoff thing, once they see who wins the Iowa caucus, most people just follow the leader. Well, if the Iowans said that this is the best president, then hell, maybe that's who the best president is. I don't want to think about it, and I want to sit here and try to go to work and try to pay my bills and try to eat and try to have a little bit of fun and try to sleep. So I guess if Iowa say so, then because they set the tone. So part of the reason why I think that she said that Iowa should be invited is because her political wranglings. Her political mind said that we need to give Iowa a boost. We need to go ahead and get out there in the forefront of this 2024 race and make sure that we are pumped up when we get there, because it would be a great photo op for the 2024 presidential run if Iowa is it won the championship. That would have been great for them politically. Politically, that would have been as good as, since the Masters is being played right now, Tiger Woods when he won the Masters and that ball, it rolled up to the cup and it paused for a second and the Nike logo was perfectly centered and then it dropped into the cup. It would be as picture perfect as that if Iowa would have won, and then Iowa's girls basketball team, all pretty much predominantly lily white, is standing there with Joe and Jill, and off into the Iowa caucus. It would have been a perfect shot. But that didn't happen. So she tries to force it to happen, trying to force it to happen without even contemplating the implications. If you was on the live yesterday, we talked for a minute while talking, you got to measure your words. You got to measure your words. You got to know what the impact of your words can be. And she certainly did not measure those words, not even slightly. So I think it's twofold. I think it's her innate racism, her conditioned racism, the fact that she's grown up in an incredibly racist country. And when she saw that it was a black girl who defeated her white hope, and the black girl was demonstrating the same personality that Caitlin was doing, it just with some rhythm to it. Because this girl Caitlin, I don't watch women's basketball, but I think they was playing Louisville, and I saw her. I was interested when she went up to the little girl and she was like, she said something about, I got 15, y'all losing by 15, you only got 2 points, or I got 15 and you only got 2 points, and she told the girl to shut up. And I was like, dang, that girl rough. And I remember sitting in my cigar lounge saying that, damn, she reminded me of Larry Bird. But Larry Bird used to talk trash like that to people, y'all, and it was fantastic. It was great for the sport, And I think women's basketball needs the characters, and they've had some characters. They need to lower that rim by. They need to lower the rim, though. They need some dunking. But, so I get the flare. But then the flare up, because here's the black girl talking trash as well. Now, if the black girl had talked some trash and then all of a sudden they lost, we wouldn't be having this conversation. They would have been fine with it. They would have been fine with Angel Reese's commentary, her trash talking. If she was trash talking during the game, like before the game or something like that, and then LSU lost, they would have been fine with Caitlin's trash talking. They would have been fine with Angel Reese trash talking. But because she lost, they called it taunting. What do you call it when Caitlin walked up to the girl in Louisville and she taunted her by telling her to shut up? That's it was white on white crime. That was white on white crime. But it was their little darling. And of course, I think they get their little darling again next year. I think she has to do another year of college before she can go to the WNBA or any other professional league. Well, you can go overseas if she wants to. But to go into the WNBA, I think she has to do another year. But Jill Biden coming out and saying this just shows that this country, from the top up, still has that basis of race. If you was on the live yesterday, when we talked about, it was a portion from the Dow where it said we were talking about the whole block, keeping the whole block. But when the block is split and the rulers, they use pieces of the block. That was a good example of the so-called first lady, who's supposed to be the top woman influencer in this country, because she influences the top guy in the top job. She's supposed to be the nurturing side of America. That's one of the ideas of the first lady, is that most of the things that she does is supposed to be the nurturing caretaking of America, the softness of America, the love of America is what she's supposed to represent. But all she represented was the embedded racism in America. All she represented was, if it ain't white, it ain't right in America. She did not represent America. She didn't represent what it's supposed to be, or what it should be. That's white folks read it about what it's supposed to be, about what it should be. The Declaration of Independence, the United States Constitution, has some pretty good words in it. That all men are given their inalienable rights, to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Taken in today's mindset, all men meaning men and women. But we know what they meant when they wrote it. They weren't talking about us. They were talking about landowning white men. They weren't even talking about most of the white people. Just talking about the ones, land-owning Anglo-Saxon Christian white men is who they were talking about. When they said we the people in order to form a more perfect union, they were talking about themselves. They weren't talking about us. But when we come into today's mindset, we know we can take those same words and that idea of what that could mean. The first lady is supposed to embody that. She's supposed to embody what America should be as far as a loving, all-inclusive, but not melting pot. I hate that melting pot bullshit. All-inclusive country. One that says that if you win, you get the accolades, you get the glory. And the opportunity is there for others to try to get to that point too. That's what America, that's what the first lady is supposed to represent. The care and the love. But she doesn't. She did not. She represented, I need to get my husband an opportunity to become president again. If Iowa can win this game, then we get a great photo shoot for the Iowa caucus. But since they lost, let me finagle away by saying something stupid and racist to get that photo shoot of the Iowa girls basketball team, women's basketball team, at the White House with my husband right before the elections start to come up, and we can have that we can whip that photo out the bag, especially when we're going to the Iowa caucus. And we know that all the Iowans will be like, oh yeah, we won the game. That's us, we won. White power. And come on. And go, Joe, go. Go, Joe, go. Go, Joe, go. If that becomes a damn political thing, I would die laughing. Go, Joe, go. Go, Joe, go. But so she said, let's invite everybody. She know the history. She been around the block. She know it. But she also saw that it was Angel Reese. Now, Angel Reese will probably never see this video. But I'm going to put that energy out there and say, Angel Reese is going to see this video. Because most people say that she'll never see this one. She's going to see this video. I wouldn't go. I would not go. You see, there are going to be people in your corner and people in your, who are going to tell you that you have to be the bigger person here. I know you've already said that you don't accept her apology, and you shouldn't. And there are going to be people who are going to say it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for you to go to the White House, to, be there amongst all the other collegiate champions and that sort of thing. And to a certain degree, they're right. It is a once in a lifetime opportunity to be there for that reason, because most people who even play sports will never go for that reason. Don't go. Don't go. Don't give them the benefit of the doubt when they won't give you the benefit of the doubt. Don't give in to the idea that we have to keep accepting their apologies, that we have to keep accepting their abuse. You see, part of the problem is these people know that they can say and do what they want to do. If they get caught, if it doesn't spin or trend the right way, that they can then just apologize. And then it'll be forgiven and a news rotation will happen and everything's all right. And they're used to us coming back and say, we still don't trust you, but we gonna still come and do what's necessary to make everything seem okay because we want everything to be okay. You're gonna if you go to the White House, basically you're saying, I do forgive you. It's okay. You made a mistake. And they keep, but you can't let somebody keep making the same mistake. And the American government and those in charge of it keep making the same mistake without really having to pay the consequences of their mistakes. Don't go. Don't show up. Don't give them the opportunity to be able to cover this and walk away from it. Pour some gasoline on it. Pour some gasoline on it. Don't go. I'm not going. I'm not going to allow them to use, don't let them use you as a puppet. Because when you go, if you do go, Jill Biden will make a special effort to either directly apologize or do the kind of like, I'm apologizing by being extra nice to you. I'm apologizing by celebrating you bigger than I would have celebrated you if I didn't say anything that was stupid. Don't give them that opportunity to try to look like they're making good. Don't even let them have it. Don't go. Angel. Bayou Bobby. Don't go. Don't go. You already getting commercials. I saw a commercial on my TikTok yesterday. You're going to get your NIL. I'm sure your NIL is going to go up. You know, you're going to go to the WNBA. You're going to be all right. You don't need them. You don't need them. Not even slightly. But don't give them your face to make it, to make it okay. So they can calm down us black folks. Don't give them your face for that. Don't go to the White House, Angel. Don't go. Serious. If I was your uncle, I'd be like, you ain't going. Uncle Renz said no. You're gonna stay home. I don't want to hear none of your lip. But I'm just saying, don't go. Don't give them that opportunity. Don't. But they used to be. Oh yeah. But hey, so who we got here? We got hey Angelina, and then there's Sir Daily. But yeah, I just wanted to come on for a few quick minutes here. I gotta go to got a doctor's appointment a little bit. Just want to look at just it's been nagging at me about this whole thing with Angel Reese and old girl, so-called first lady and all her bullshit. We got to stop allowing them to have this freedom that they can just do stupid stuff and then we forgive them. They do stupid stuff and we forgive them again. We have to take stands and say that we're not going to do this. You only forgive a person when they show true repentance. We've gotten to this idea where people can show. It used to be if a person showed true remorse, okay, fine, you might forgive them. But true repentance needs to be paid if a person does something that's out of order, not just the apology. I need to see the action. I need to see the reversal of the action. I need to see you fix whatever you broke. I need to see you maintain a new standard. That's when you forgive somebody. But we've gotten so soft in this forgiveness thing that we just keep forgiving and forgiving and forgiving. And the person never really has to show true remorse because Jill is showing not her correction apology was not true remorse for what she said. She meant what she said. She wants Iowa in there for the photo op and she wants the Great White Hope to be there. And I'm pretty sure if the Iowa came that she's been like, well, maybe girls, maybe next year. She gave them an extra. I know it would have been some, next year is going to be your year kind of bullshit. That woman ain't repented. So why would you go and give them the look of the apology? And we keep doing that. They do stuff, we give them the apology. They do stuff, we give them the apology. And we give it to them without any repentive action, without consequences. People don't change who they are unless they have to face a real consequence that is greater than what they are consistently doing. That's the only time somebody changes. You've heard me say plenty of times, if you follow me long enough, that unless a person feels a certain amount of pain concerning a subject matter, they will not change their behavior, their routine, their attitude, their nothing. They're not going to change. Unless the white government of America And that includes some black folks in government. Unless the white government of America feels some pain that is a direct cause of black people, they will not change a thing. They will not change their mindset. They will not change their rhetoric. They will not change their voting. They will not change their activity. They will not change their expenditures. They are not going to change a goddamn thing until they feel enough pain. The 1960s, they felt some pain and they made some changes. They felt some pain in the 1960s. They made some changes. In the 1860s, they felt some pain. The South felt some pain. They wanted to change. They made a change. The North felt some pain. They wanted to change. They wanted to come back. But even after they came back, they knew they couldn't go back to the status quo. They still had to change up the game. You know, we ain't gonna play black people that reparations, but we're gonna pay you. We're gonna pay you, former slave owners, some reparations. We'll do that. You know, they had to do something different. In today's world, we don't like giving people pain. We everybody gets a participation trophy. We got to play nice. We always trying to play nice. It gets on my nerves. And those who if you're at those who are around me a lot, they know how much it drives me insane that we play it nice. You know, I'm real quick to be like, hell no. I'm cool with you as long as you're cool with me. But as soon as you cross me, nah, bro, you're not cross me. You gotta repent. And the serious levels of repenting. Not that bullshit. So there really is not much Jill Biden can do other than get on up out the White House. She can have her apology. You know, that's why my ring light keep coming off, because that dang old cat keep coming up to my front porch. But she can have her apology. She can, you know, say that she can try to explain it away, but there is no apology. There is nothing she can do. There is no repentance she can do that would make me go to the White House if I'm Angel Reese, or if I'm LSU women's basketball team. I'm not going. Like, I saw one interview where Angel Reese said that she didn't want to go, and that she can go to Obama's house. She said she go hang out with Michelle. And I thought, brilliant. Go there. And I'm proud of the fact that if that's her true sentiment, and if she follows through with that, I would be so proud of her as a young black woman that she stood a ground that most people would be afraid to stand on. She stood on a ground that most people would be afraid to stand on, because she would have said, I don't care about the optics. I don't care what everybody thinks. This woman insulted me, insulted my team, insulted my gender, insulted my race. And I'm not going to go up there and play nice after she's given some bullshit apology. And I don't care if she's the so-called first lady. I don't care. That is the kind of fortitude, the kind of strength, the kind of integrity that black people, we have to demonstrate on a consistent basis if we truly want to get parity in this world. I'm not saying we don't need to dominate anybody else. I don't think anybody should be dominating anybody else. But if we want parity in this world, we have to stand on solid ground until we gain that parity. We're never going to get it always allowing them this forgiveness. I have not forgiven America for none of its history. I will not until it pays repentance, true repentance. I want my 40 acres and a mule aggregated to today's economic status. Yes, I got caveats on how it should be given out, but the only reason I did that is because I understand the mental condition of my people, and I do not want to see them take it and waste it. I want them educated before they get it, so that we can create a long-lasting generational wealth, a long-lasting strength of financial position and landowning positioning in this country. so that we're not back to where we started 20 years later, not back where we are now. 20 years later, we're saying the same thing, and then we're trying to figure out, and maybe that might be good, because then who's to blame? Who's to blame? But we got to stop forgiving these people. They insult us. We have to be willing to say F you for the insult. You can carry on with your little raggedy self. Keep your little White House commemoration dinner, meeting, whatever. I don't need that, because she doesn't. LSU women's basketball team does not need that. And to be honest, and I'm saying this, and I know people say stuff, but if they was really in that situation, they wouldn't do it. But if I was a black person who participated in collegiate or pro sports, with this happening with Angel Reese, I would let the White House know I'm not coming either. I'm not coming. If I play for whoever wins, for any of the national, NBA, Major League Baseball, whomever, basketball, college, I wouldn't go. And I was black, and I'm black, I'm not going. I'm not going. You got to take a stand against these people, even for the small things. This may seem like a small thing, but it's always a very small thing that ignites. When you study historically, when you study like wars and changes in history and culture, it is always a small spark that ignites the flames. It's something small that happened that all of a sudden people are galvanized to make a difference. If you saw the video I did about Uncle Tom's Cabin years ago, and correcting people on what the term Uncle Tom actually should mean, as far as who Uncle Tom was. It's the Sambo is the character that y'all need to be calling people. Uncle Tom was the one that was a benefit to black people. I don't know how that got twisted up. That's just, well, I know how it twisted up, and it's funny, white people twisted up that idea, and we now run around calling black people Uncle Toms who are against us, when Uncle Tom was the one who was for us. Remember, it was Sambo, and there's another one who was against us, who was black. That's the name. But her book, she just wrote a book. And it's often skipped over when people study the Civil War. But her book, is one of the main things that galvanized the abolitionary movement. That her book painted a picture of Southern slavery that, even though the majority of Americans in the North were still racist, it was too much racism. It was just too far, too dehumanizing for them, to still sit by and allow that to be a part of America's fabric. A book. So we don't know what sparks the revolution. We don't know what sparks the people to all of a sudden make massive change. It could be something as small as every collegiate, black collegiate, and if the other ones want to join, sure, but black people, collegiate and professional athlete says no. As long as Joe and Jill is in that house, we're not coming. And if they did that, the questions have to become why. We'll have to dig deeper. There'll have to be there'll be more and more conversations about it. And maybe people will become more and more educated about what they need to do and what they don't need to do. I gotta check my time. Y'all not gonna make me late. Can't be late for my hello, Isis. I wouldn't go either. I'd be in the Maldives partying. go ladies. That's right. But I don't know. Don't go. But I gotta get out of here, people. I'll tell you, this one's gonna be short. So look, new schedule. Every Mondays, around between 8 and 8:30, we're gonna get started. Monday meditation. I will not be wearing a hat and a button-down shirt. We'll be sitting in my meditation room. Gonna do Monday meditation. Gonna have my bowls. We're gonna stretch. We're gonna focus. We're gonna get ourselves ready for the week. We'll have a philosophy, a quote that we're gonna think about and go through for that week. And I'm gonna talk about that for a little while, for about an hour, Monday mornings. Or you know me, it might last more than an hour. Then Tuesday we got our What's Wrong with the Bible. We continue with that one. Wednesday we got our relationship conversation. Thursdays and Fridays. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 o'clock normally. Normally gonna be 10 o'clock. And we're just gonna talk about on Thursday and Friday, it could be almost anything that we talk about. Probably gonna have Friday life and Thursday, spiritual Thursday or something like that. I don't know. Whatever we come up with. But y'all have a great day. I look forward to everybody continuously to help me grow this channel. I thank everybody for helping me grow this channel, for hitting the subscribe button, for sharing this video, sharing all the videos. Those who give financial support, I greatly appreciate you guys. Every month I do. And it goes towards the creation. And as we grow, we'll be able to create more. So I appreciate you. Y'all have a great day. Remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.